I just don't know what to do. When I get an invitation for an event at Dodger Stadium, I don't know if I should just RSVP and say I'm going to be there, or do I wait for them to uninvite me and then to invite me again? I just don't know. I don't know if I trust an invitation from the LA Dodgers. So they uninvited some folks. They invited them to Pride Night. They uninvited them. Now they're inviting them back. Please help me understand the Dodgers and the LGBTQ group that they keep messing around with Pride Night.
Yeah, it's the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, which I was not aware of this group before the controversy. They've been around for a long time, though. And, they've offended some because they wear nun attire. They've been accused thusly of being anti-Catholic, even though their mission, I would think, aligns with the church in that, they're trying to help people. They're trying to do good in the community. They do so in a way that you could say, mocks religion in the way that they've appropriated the nun costumes and other religious aspects, the trappings of Catholicism, which angered some Catholic groups who have called them anti-Catholic, which that's the key is, are they anti-Catholic or are they just, not opposed to the Catholic faith, but just out here trying to tweak it? And does that outdo the good that they've done, which is why the Dodgers wanted to recognize them in the first place? But the Dodgers basically initially, catering to the Marco Rubios of the world who aren't even in their community. So I don't know why they'd be so worried about what these groups have to say. You should be honoring the people in your community that you were reaching out to initially. And so the lack of backbone, that happened initially, and allowing some loud people that don't represent the entirety of the community to dictate what you will and won't do. And that's the disturbing thing. And you wonder if that's the precedent that was set here.
Well, listen, the precedent, and I really appreciate the way you laid that out perfectly, so everybody can really, understand the issues here. But I'm going to say that the precedent was set many, many years ago. So long ago, I don't even know where it started. I'm just going to say this, J.A., in general, not to paint with a broad brush, but to paint with a broad brush, in general, large corporations are usually late to what the people want. Okay, corporations will see the people at the grassroots level kind of rally around something, promote something, whether it's an idea, whether it is a person. They'll see that momentum and then they'll get on board. They'll be like, hey, wait a minute. We can put our corporate name behind this. People are into it. It seems like most people like it. It's good for our business. We'll endorse it. But they're usually waiting to see which way the wind blows before they get in. So corporations often don't lead, they'll follow. And this is the case right here. They're following. I happen to think they followed ultimately in the right direction. When they invited, they were following. Good. When they uninvited, okay, history's not going to be on your side. Then they invited again. They're following in a good way. And the second thing is, when you talk about being accused of being anti-Catholic or anti-religious, can I just say that nobody really owns it? Nobody owns religion. I mean, how many Catholics are in the world? So if you are Catholic and you are around a lot of other Catholics and they are like-minded, that is great. You have found a community, and I'm all for that. But you do not speak for Catholics who may have a different variation or may have a different interpretation of something that you believe and you disagree. That doesn't make you right or them wrong, or doesn't make them right or make you right and them wrong, or vice versa. Anyway, it's just too big. Religions are too big for somebody to say, I am Catholic, therefore if you feel this way, you're anti-Catholic. Says who? How do you know
Excellent
that?
point. And Michael, communities are too big to really be able to wrap your arms around, right? And so what we've seen sports leagues do is think that, okay, if we change our logo on social media to incorporate rainbow colors, that's reaching out to the LGBTQ plus community. That's the style that AP is going with these days. That's sufficient. If we have a game where our players wear rainbow logos, that's enough without doing the real work necessary, right? Without truly making this community feel welcome and feel incorporated into your team and your franchise and what you're doing and your fan base, right? Are you really reaching out to them and taking the step? And we're seeing the attempts to sort of smooth over some deeply held beliefs on both sides, right? And we keep seeing these issues. It seems to happen in the NHL more. We've seen it happen in baseball as well, where it's Pride Night. We're going to wear the rainbow logos, but maybe one guy doesn't want to do it. And you know what? I'm not convinced that they should have to do that, right? I don't agree with their beliefs if they say that this goes against, I can't even allow myself to wear something for one night in support of another community because that goes against who I am. Well, then I question what your beliefs are. But you know what? I do believe you shouldn't be forced to do anything that you don't want to, right? You shouldn't be forced to make a statement that you don't want to. So, but now you've got, okay, well, we're just not going to do it at all. If we're not going to have everybody wear it, then we're just going to call off our Pride Night and we'll just go out and wear the regular jerseys. So you see how problematic this is when you think the solution is if you put on a cap that has rainbow colors on it, you're going to make things better. You haven't had the discussion previously, right? Have you talked about it with all the members of your team to gauge how they feel before you're going to publicly announce what you're going to do?
Yeah.
And so let's have more conversing. Let's have more discussion rather than more labeling,
reaction,
right? A Pride Night,
or
right?
Yeah,
we're calling it Pride Night. We're going to wear the jersey. It's all good now.
Yeah, I wonder if some players would say, okay, I don't want to talk about it, not because I'm anti this or anti that, but hey, I'm 2 for my last 48, and I'm just going to focus on getting out of my batting slump or whatever it is. Now, some players will just be so focused, they're so locked in on what they're doing that, hey, whatever you do, it's fine. But there are some players, I'm not trying to minimize, the importance of the issues, but there are some players who really would want to have a conversation with the front office, community relations, whoever is responsible for putting these nights together. I think they would like to be brought in and have their opinions heard on the best ways to hold these kinds of nights. But you have skated right into my lane when you talk about people who get on board without having to do the work. You and I both know a little something about academia, and that is a place where sometimes the phrases are put out there, but the question of what does that mean? What do you think that means is not asked enough. It's popular to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and you just put that out there. Okay, but what does that really mean? You can't just say, I'm on a DEI committee. I believe in DEI, so therefore leave me alone. No, we're just starting the conversation. This is not the end of it. This is just the beginning. But anyway, we could talk about this all day
you
long.
repeatedly hear,
go ahead. Last word. Last word.
Yeah, well, just real quick, I really believe our university has the best intentions, right? In trying to create a diverse and equitable and inclusive environment. And yet we repeatedly hear from the students that they don't feel that way, that it's not having the intended effect, right? And so it's up to us, the faculty administration, to listen and to see what more we can do, right? So there needs to be more listening rather than labeling. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Okay, last one. Oh, you said it. You said a word there, because I think that's the key. It's hard for anyone to listen. Anyone who is told, I don't like what you're doing or you're not doing enough, our instinct is to be defensive. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Well, what about this? You want to start giving all your highlights. You want to give your resume and all the things that you've done. People don't want to hear that. It's hard to listen. Sometimes you just got to sit there and take it.
To the Dodgers' credit, they heard the outrage and they relented. So good for them for getting it right ultimately, even if they didn't get it right.
But Dodgers still don't trust you on your invitations.
No, not a good look, though.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.